Hello, friends. Welcome to Learn Science and Chemistry, a podcast by www.chemistrynotesinfo.com. Friends, in today's podcast, we are going to discuss about 10 science questions that every curious child generally asks. Friends, as we know, every great discovery begins with one simple question. And today we are going to discuss some of these type of simple questions. Friends, imagine you are walking home from school on a bright sunny afternoon. You look up and see a beautiful blue sky. A butterfly flies past you. A cool breeze gently touches your face. Suddenly, a question pop up into your mind. Why is the sky blue? A few minutes later, another question appear. Why does the sun look yellow? And then in the evening, you watch the sunset and wondered, why has the whole sky turned orange and red? Have you ever asked questions like this? If your answer is yes, you already thinking like a scientist. Science doesn't begin with big laboratories or complicated machines. It began with curiosity. Every time you ask why, your brain starts searching for answers, and that's how discoveries are made. The wonderful thing is that science is everywhere. It is in the colorful rainbow after rain. It is in the tiny shadow following your footsteps. It is in the moon shining at night. It is in the bubbles floating inside a glass of lemonade. Once you understand the science behind everyday thing, the wonder world become even more exciting. So friends, in today's podcast, we are going to discuss some of these type of questions or mysteries. Friends, our first question is, why is the sky blue? Have you ever walked on the grass and looked up at the bright blue sky? It looks so natural that we rarely stop to ask why it is blue instead of green, purple, or even pink. The answer begins with sunlight. And now you want to know why? Although sunlight looks white, it is actually made up of many different colors. You can see these colors whenever a rainbow appears after rain. And I know you see so many rainbows in your lives. And even if no, then you can see the rainbow after the rain. Just try to see in the opposite direction of the sun. Friends, imagine playing with hundreds of tiny rubber balls inside a room. Every time the ball hit a wall or another object, they bounce in different direction. Same phenomena happen as sunlight enter Earth's atmosphere. It passes through billions of tiny air molecules and bounce in different directions. Blue light behave in the similar way like the ball bounces in different direction if we throw them randomly. Blue light has a shorter wavelength than most of the other colors in the sunlight. Because of this, it is scattered much more by the tiny molecules in the air. Instead of traveling straight through the atmosphere, blue light is spread across the whole sky. Whenever you look during the day, some of this blue light reaches your eye. That is why sky looks blue. Friends, now you think that sunlight is actually white. Why doesn't the sun itself look white? So friends, our next mystery is, why does the sun look yellow? Friend, have you ever wondered? When children draw the sun, they almost always color it yellow. But have you ever wondered whether the sun is really yellow? The answer might surprise you. The sun actually produces almost white light. Astronauts in the space see the sun as white because there is almost no atmosphere around them. In the space, there is no atmosphere. So, but here on Mother Earth, sunlight must travel through our atmosphere before reaching our eyes. Along the way, some of the blue light is scattered in different directions. The light that continue directly towards our eyes contains slightly less blue, so the sun often appears yellow. As the sun gets lower in the sky during sunrise or sunset, its light travels through a much thicker layer of air. Even more blue light is scattered away, allowing orange and red colors to become easier to see. That is why the sun often looks yellow during the day but orange or red near sunrise or sunset. Friend, now it is time to unveil our third mystery. Why does the sky turn orange or red at sunset? Have you ever watched a sunset or seen the sky turn into beautiful shades of orange, pink, or red? Sometimes it almost looks like someone has painted the sky. You can, if it is a evening time, you can go outside your balcony and see the sunset, or wake up early in the morning or see the sunrise. So friend, do you know why does this happen, that sunrise or sunset time sun looks orange, pink, or red? The science behind it is that when the sun is high in the sky, its light take a shorter path through Earth atmosphere. But during sunrise and sunset, sunlight must travel through a much longer path before reaching you. As the light travel through all that extra air, most of the blue light is scattered away in different directions. The longer wavelength color such as red, orange and yellow continue traveling towards your eye. That is why sunset often appear orange and red. Tiny particles of dust, smoke, water droplets in the atmosphere can make sunset look even brighter and more colorful. Every sunset is slightly different because the atmosphere is always changing. So friends, now our fourth question is, why can we sometimes see the moon during the day? Friends, have you ever wondered? Many people think the moon only comes out at night. So, have you ever looked up on a bright afternoon and suddenly spotted the moon in the sky? It almost feels like the moon forgot what time it was. But don't worry, it hasn't. There is a simple science reason behind it. The moon travels around Earth all the time. It takes about 27.3 days to complete one trip around our planet. As the moon moves, its position in the sky changes every day. Sometimes it rises in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon, and sometimes in the evening. When the moon is above the horizon during the daytime, you can see it if the sky is clear enough. The moon does not make its own light. Instead, it reflects sunlight just like a mirror reflects lights. Although the daytime sky is bright, the moon is still bright enough to be seen because it reflects a lot of sunlight. Sometimes the moon is too close to the sun in the sky, making it difficult to notice. On the other day, it is farther away from the sun, making it much easier to see. So, seeing the moon during the day is perfectly normal. Friends, our fifth mystery is that why do stars twinkle? And Hazak, don't sing that twinkle twinkle little star again. I am just unveiling the mystery. Okay? Have you ever looked at the night sky and noticed that stars seems to blink or sparkle? Sometimes they look bright, sometimes they look dimmer. It almost seems as if they are winking at us. But are stars really twinkling? Yes or no? No? Okay. The answer is no. Stars do not actually twinkle. Their light only appear to twinkle when we see it from Earth. A star is incredibly far away from us. Before its light reach our eyes, it travels through Earth's atmosphere. Our atmosphere is always moving because of changing temperatures and winds. As starlight passes through these moving layers of air, it bends slightly in different directions. This bending changes very quickly, making the star appear to brighten, dim, or slightly change its position. Our eyes see this as twinkling. Planets usually twinkle much less because they appear slightly larger in the sky. Their light comes from a small disk rather than a tiny spot, so the atmosphere affects them less. Friends, now our sixth question is why is space black? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever seen photographs taken by astronauts? The sun looks bright, but the sky around it is completely black. How can the sky be black when the sun is shining? That sounds like a mystery, but there is a science behind it. Here on the earth, our sky looks blue because sunlight is scattered by tiny air molecules in the atmosphere. But space is very different. Space has space has almost no air. Without air, there are almost no particles to scatter sunlight in different directions. The sun still shines just as brightly in space, but its light travels in straight lines. Unless sunlight enters your eyes directly or reflect off an object like Earth, the moon or spacecraft, the rest of space remains dark. That is why astronauts see a bright sun surrounded by a black sky even during the daytime. Friends, now the seventh mystery is why do clouds look white? Have you ever wondered or have you ever looked up on a sunny day or seen fluffy white cloud floating across the sky? Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets and water is clear. So, why don't clouds look transparent? Let's solve this mystery. A cloud is made up of billions of tiny water droplets or tiny ice crystals. Each droplet is so small that it can float in the air. When sunlight shines on a cloud, it enters these tiny droplets and is scattered in many different directions. Unlike the tiny air molecules that scatter blue light more than other colors, water droplets scatter all the colors of sunlight almost equally. When all the colors mix together again, our eyes see sunlight as white light. That is why most clouds look white. Sometimes clouds are very thin, so sunlight passes through them easily. Other clouds are thicker, making them look brighter and fluffier. Friends, why are rain clouds dark? Sometimes clouds look bright and fluffy. Other times they become dark gray or making it look like rain is about to fall. Did the clouds suddenly become dirty? Not at all. Rain clouds are actually much thicker than ordinary white clouds. They contain many more water droplets packed closely together. When sunlight enters these thick clouds, much of the light is scattered inside the cloud before it can reach the bottom. As a result, very little sunlight reaches the underside of the cloud. From the ground, the bottom of the cloud receives less light, so it looks dark gray or blackish. That is why dark clouds often appear before heavy rain. However, not every dark cloud produces rain immediately. Sometimes simply contain enough water droplets to block more sunlight. Friends, now our second last mystery, that is ninth mystery. Why doesn't the moon fall to earth? We know gravity pulls everything. If gravity pulls everything towards earth, why doesn't the moon fall down like an apple? It's a great question. The answer is one of the most amazing ideas in the science. Earth gravity is always pulling the moon towards our planet. If the moon were standing still, it would eventually fall towards earth. But moon is not standing still. It is moving sideways around earth at about 3680 kilometers per hour speed. As gravity pulls the moon inward, the moon keeps moving forward. Imagine tying a ball to a string and swinging it around the head. The string keeps pulling the ball towards your hand, but the ball keeps moving around in a circle instead of flying straight towards you. Gravity works like the string. The moon keeps falling towards earth, but because it is also moving sideways, it keeps missing earth. This continuous falling around earth is called an orbit. Artificial satellites stay in the orbit for the same reason. Friend, now our 10th mystery. Why do rainbow appears after rain? Have you ever seen a rainbow after a rain shower? It almost looks like a colorful bridge stretching across the sky. But where do all those beautiful colors come from? Friends, a rainbow appears when sunlight shines through tiny water droplets floating in the air. Each droplet acts like a tiny glass prism. As sunlight enters the droplet, it slows down and bends. This bending is called refraction. Inside the droplet, some of the light reflects from the backside or back surface. As the light leaves the droplet, it bends again. During this journey, white sunlight separates into different colors because each color bends by a slightly different amount. This process is called dispersion. The colors always appear in the same order: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and then violet. This is why rainbows always show the same color sequence. You can only see a rainbow when the sun is behind you and raindrops are in front of you. Friends, keep asking questions. Every scientist was once a curious child who loved asking why. Never stop wondering why about the world around you. Every question you ask is the beginning of a new science adventure. As Albert Einstein once said, the important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Friends, continue your science adventure. If you enjoyed these everyday science questions, you will love our science book, Science Adventure with Jack, Dills and Dad, Discovering the Science Hidden in Everyday Life by author Jitendra Singh Sandhu. Instead of simply giving answers, every chapter in this book begins with a real life mystery that children might notice in their everyday life. As Jack, Dills, and Dad explore together, young readers discover the science behind the mystery through fun conversations, exciting adventures, and easy to understand explanation. Whenever, whether it's a rainbow, a shadow, a mirror, electricity, or something as simple as a spoon, every chapter turns an ordinary moment into an unforgettable science adventure. This book perfect for curious children aged 8 to 12 years, parents who enjoy learning with their children, and teachers looking for engaging science stories. Because every great discovery begins with one simple question: why? Friends, curiosity is the beginning of every scientific discovery. The more questions you ask, the more amazing the world becomes. Friends, you can get this book from Amazon. Book title is Science Adventure with Jack, Dills and Dad, and this is the part of this series of Science Adventure with Jack, Dills and Dad, and we will soon publish many more books in this series. You can get the link of this book in the description of this podcast. Thank you to listening this podcast.